Hi, I'm Kelly.
And hi, I'm Geoff.
And this is Blueprints for Belonging, where we're exploring how to build conscious connection in a disconnected world.
Because belonging doesn't happen by accident.
Mm-hmm.
It happens by design.
Whoa, Geoff.
Yes,
Here
Kelly.
we are again.
Yep, it's episode number 9.
999.
Or is it 8?
No, it's 8.
Oh, it is 8. Okay. Well, I thought it was 9. I don't know why.
We get confused.
Yeah,
it's
we
okay.
do.
Well, we're going to do something a little different today. But we're still doing... No, we're going to have a podcast.
I'm like looking at her like, what are we doing differently?
No. I'm just going to recap a little bit about what we were talking about on the last episode.
Mm-hmm.
We were talking about needs.
Needs.
Needs. Needs are strategies. They're not strategies.
No, they're not strategies. No, they're needs.
Just see if you're catching me.
Yeah.
Needs,
don't listen to her.
Needs are, well, they kind of are strategies, but they're not a strategy in that we're trying to get a need met.
That's the strategy.
That's the strategy.
We use strategies to get our needs met. Even if we don't know what the needs are, we come up with strategies all the time.
There you go. Good job.
And often they don't work.
Right.
Because we're unclear on the need to be met.
So, like, for example, clarity. Or...
Is that a need? I mean,
yes.
That's essentially what... I didn't even know that was a need.
Choice.
Yeah. That's one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Choice is a big one. But, someone who doesn't know...
Responsibility, integrity.
Right. Ooh, integrity is a need?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, see, that's a question I would get if I tried to tell somebody that. They'd be like, what? You don't know what you're talking about. Yeah.
So I wonder what that need of integrity people are longing for.
Well, everybody wants integrity.
Like, there's people that don't know what it is.
Uh-huh. They don't have a clue as to how to emulate that. Because,
Well, anyway, so we are doing this episode, or part of our podcast is around introducing the word BIG as an acronym. BIG is an acronym that stands for Building Awareness, Investigating Meaning, and Generating Choice. And I like to use this word for helping others become aware of how we are growing or evolving as this human species. Mm-hmm. So we're gaining this awareness about what's working and what's not working. Mm-hmm. We're investigating what's working and what's not working. We're having choice about what's working and what's not working.
Right.
We're getting that clarity.
So in this episode, we're actually talking. We're still in the I part of BIG. Mm-hmm. So the investigating meaning, but we're also kind of overlapping with the OFNR model that
of Marshall
Rosenberg came up with for nonviolent communication. And so today we're talking about requests because we've talked about observations, we've talked about feelings, we've talked about needs. Now we're going to talk about requests. So that's requests versus demands.
Curiosity, what's a request?
Right. A request is asking something of someone else. And probably simply put, that is it. Mm-hmm. But it's how you do that.
Can you make a request of yourself?
Sure.
What happens if you go into a demand of yourself? I have to do it this way. Because if I don't, I'm going to be a bad person.
Right, or I won't be enough, or it's, oh boy. Well, that's what I used to do all the time. Mm-hmm. I used to constantly tell myself to do things.
So a demand is an ask that kind of carries kind of an implicit threat.
Mm-hmm. Some attitude.
Guilt, pressure, an expectation of compliance. Right.
Yep. And the request and the demand can be asking for the same thing. It's a matter of how you do it.
So we have these internal and external demands. Sometimes that internal, kind of like, I have to do this. This is the way I am. I just have to get it done this way. There's some people, anyway, never mind, I won't go that direction, but it's about perfectionism. There's some people that say they're perfectionists and they have to get it done this way because that's just how they do it. But there's a way to be able to look at that and say, I can do it another way. So make a request of yourself. So.
Right. Oh, boy. Yeah. Case in point.
Huh?
Case in point.
Okay.
I am a perfectionist.
Oh, okay.
On the Enneagram scale. So I'm a number 1. And I've been dealing with my perfectionism for the past 5 years. And kind of knocking it down little by little. But when I invited a friend to come live with me, I am faced with that, what you just said about, do things a certain way. There's always another way to do it. Yeah, I am faced with that daily.
Yay!
Yay! I get practice.
You get practice. We call this our life's curriculum. Yeah,
Right.
we get these experiences that come into our life to teach us how to use this skill or tool to practice it and to give that gratitude to whomever is helping teaching you, is one way to work through it. So.
Right. Yep. It's good stuff learning.
Oh, I know. Because when you get to have in some ways it kind of opens us up to that connection. And you can do things the way that you want to do it when you're being able to hear how you might share something with yourself, that you can do it in another way that gets you more connected with other people.
And more connected with yourself.
Well, some of these are we've talked a little bit about memes before, but I'm going to pull this back here to this as well, because these are some memes or ideas or thoughts that get passed on. Just like genes in biology, the study of memetics is the study of memes and how they get passed along. And one of the ways, or one of the hypotheses that they use, is that emotions pass along memes. Think about an internet meme. If it's evoking, it's really funny, or it's really sad, or it makes you angry, it goes fast, it gets replicated pretty fast. So, But then we have this, what we call a pattern of inherited memes. We just practice them without any awareness of how they got into our head, or how we, here's one of them. I shouldn't have to ask.
Don't be needy.
You should just know.
If you loved me, you'd do it.
Right. Anyway, some of these, they're kind of funny because we hear them sometimes in ourselves or in others. And we're hoping that our listeners are practicing learning how to hear these memes with some gratitude. I'm grateful that I'm getting to notice them. Not putting a negative on it, just to be aware of it. And here's where the generating choice comes in, is I get to make a choice in how I'm going to use this meme that's kind of keep coming up for me.
Right. You can choose to use it, or you say something else, or how you employ it. Yeah. It's all about having that space to make choices.
Or you should have known better.
You should have known better. I need you to help me right now. That's
Right.
a demand.
So there's all of these memes that are always going to continue to come up in our language. And one of the ones before our session today, we were talking about the word no, because that's going to be one of the things we're going to talk about. Some people are going to tell you no when you've made a request of them. So we're going to talk a little bit about how our tone of our voice, the way that we're talking with someone. Sometimes in person. We're talking about being in person, our body language, the timing of our request. We have to be aware of how those things come across, because if not, those can quickly escalate into a disconnection. Do you have an example of one of those?
Yeah, well, oh boy. Okay, so say I want to make a request of somebody.
Mm-hmm.
I say, can you please do this for me today?
Mm-hmm.
Or, could you please just do this for me today? You know, you can hear the difference.
I can hear
in
the
that.
difference,
Oh,
right.
Big time. You know, one is loaded with attitude, and the other one is just a request. And so it's the same question, essentially. I added a word or two in there, you know, when I said, could you just please? You know, that's just pushy and annoying. Yeah, that. And it's very easy to not hear it. And to not even hear the look on my face when I walk into the kitchen to see something being prepared that I wasn't expecting. And the look on my face was one of confusion, but that triggered the person who was actually doing the cooking. Like I was disapproving of what she was doing or something, and I'm like, well, no, I was just confused because I thought you said you weren't going to do that because it was going to be too much. But instead I could have asked, why are you
Using curiosity is what we're asking people to kind of go toward. I'm curious.
Yeah.
What are you making tonight?
Well, I'm curious. Why are you using bananas and walnuts in that recipe? Because it was only supposed to be blueberries and lemon. But and the learning thing there was start with curiosity, and your path forward will always be so much smoother. I just have to learn how to show curiosity on my face. Because it was the facial expression that got her.
Right. Mirror. You can go and stand in front of the mirror and practice it.
Right.
Yeah. Or when you're in the car. You got the visor. When you stop at a stoplight, you can always pull down your visor and look in the mirror.
Right.
Curious.
Actually, I don't have a mirror in my visor.
What? Oh, no.
It's a Honda. What do you want?
Okay. Well, sometimes some of the examples that we've used before, but you know, if you've said something gently, like, "Did you take out the trash?" But your arms are folded across your
across
chest.
your chest, and you're like, "Did you take out the trash?"
Right. Or you can still make it but your arms it's a contradiction in the tone of your voice,
right,
and the body language. So we're just trying to get people to pay attention to tone of voice, the timing. And the way that way that things are said. So.
Right, and timing would be a thing like, okay, that person is upset right now. Not a good time to ask for something.
Oh, you're taking out the trash.
Oh, how wonderful. Thank you so much.
Right. Anyway, so just our language choices that we have. Sometimes we're not aware of what we call demand language. And we'll get a little bit more into that in just a minute. But sometimes a person will react very quickly because this type of demand language has been around for such a long time. And it can create a threat response to someone who's hearing it. You might not intend it. You might not have thought about using it. But sometimes we're not congruent with what's on the inside and what's on the outside. So.
Yeah, and sometimes what's on the inside makes its way out. Unbeknownst to us.
Right.
Yep.
So here we're talking a little bit about making requests that build connections. So.
Right. So using OFNR, observation, feeling, needs, requests, to make a clean request. What a concept.
I know.
Love it. So a couple examples would be like, when I saw the dishes in the sink this morning, I felt overwhelmed. I need support around shared chores. Would you be willing to wash them tonight?
And then if I was practicing with you, I'd say, let me make sure I'm clear. You just need some help with the dishes today because you have other things and you're feeling a little overwhelmed with everything and you need some support in helping to get the dishes cleaned up. Is that right? You're needing order.
Yes, that is 100% correct.
Yes.
Thank you very much for asking.
So we're asking for that clarity. On my side, I'm making sure I'm clear about what he's needing. And then I might say something like, I'll be happy to do the dishes. I'm just letting you know that I have some other place I have to attend this evening, and I'll be back at 7:30. Mm-hmm. Would that be okay to do those dishes at 7:30?
Right. And that my response would be, well, sure, that's fine. Thank you for letting me know.
Correct.
Because otherwise you might be leaving for your thing, and I go, I thought she said she was going to do the dishes,
right.
And I just let it stew for a couple hours until she's back home.
Right. So we always want to go toward getting clarity, but we're also using another term that we like to or want to call it. It's collaboration. I'm letting you know that I'm still willing to do the dishes, and I'm inviting you to collaborate with me about how we're going to get them done. I'm letting you know that I have to go some other place, and I'm making another request of you. Is it all right that I do them later? And of course you said, sure, that's fine. If you said, no, I have other people coming over and I need to get them done, by this time, not a problem. I'm wondering if I can do it here in the next 10 minutes. Would just putting them all in the dishwasher, would that be great? Oh, that's right. You don't have a dishwasher.
That's right. I'm like, that would be great if I had one.
All right. So I'm wondering or curious, then maybe we could knock them out real quick. Would that be okay, or you need me to just do them right now?
Right. Actually, if you could just do them right now, that would be so helpful.
Not a problem. Is it all right if I leave water in the dish sink?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay, good. Because I can put some of them, get mostly of them done, and then leave some in the sink. Okay, good.
Soak.
Because I have to leave here at 6 in order to be there by 7.
Right. No,
because it's way on the other side of town.
Yeah, well, okay. I know what it's like to drive at that hour, too.
All right, so I'm hoping that people heard that clear, that sometimes when we make a request, sometimes it's not always going to be, yes, do it that way. There is a negotiation or collaboration about how to work through that request. Because sometimes if I'm just making the request like it was up here in the one you shared about earlier, I want you to do it this way. Would you take care of the dishes? I could say yes, and then go out the door and go to do my own thing, but then I'm leaving it very open to being misinterpreted and misunderstood by me leaving.
Right. Before the task I asked you to complete was done. Right. And so I might just get all attitude-y and angry about it, which I can so see that happening.
Right.
And then I'm just like running around the house, just getting worse and worse.
So there's a practice to making requests, and but the practice is really kind of looking at how we might have used a demand in the past and breaking that down into a request that has with the context and clarity about what you're trying to get done. Like, for instance, you would have said, your turn to do the dishes.
Right.
Okay. Thanks for letting me know. Or, hey, I'm just curious, or I'm just open to making a schedule for who's going to do the dishes on what night, because that would really help me have some clarity about when the dishes are going to get done and they don't get left in the sink. Because I don't want to have roaches. That's what I'm trying to have. I don't want to have roaches or a mess in the sink. Got it. So maybe I can do it one week and you can do it the next week, or we can do it by every other day. So now we're negotiating, or we're collaborating.
Or I have an idea.
Okay.
How about when I cook, you clean, and when you cook, I clean?
What a great idea. I'm going to buy a dishwasher.
Oh, okay. Well, there you go. I don't know where you're going to put it.
I don't know either.
Good luck with that one.
We'll make it. We'll make it one of those that not plug in, but you have to do it.
To hook it up to the sink.
Hook it up to the sink.
Oh, Lord, I hate those. My mom had one of those.
All right. So what gets in the way of making a request? sometimes, like for instance, this scenario with washing the dishes, sometimes I don't want to ask him again. Mm-hmm. He knows that irritates me. Mm-hmm. I'm making up all kinds of responses to what might be going on, but I'm feeding that internal critic about, he's not done it right. He hasn't done it the right way. He breaks everything.
Right. He leaves dishes are still dirty in the drainer, and I'm like, I have to wash them again, and that's so annoying. How do I bring this up to him? Because, oh my God, I'm
and
just
what if
so
I said
irritated.
no
Right.
to washing the dishes?
Well, then he would have to say, well, tell me more about that no, please. Mm-hmm. What's going on there? Can you elaborate on that?
Well, I don't want to feel guilty, but I have some things I have to go get done.
Right. Okay. Well, and that's just tonight, right?
Yeah.
So moving forward, we can still set up a schedule, right?
That would be...
And we can do that, but for today, I'll do them because I know you have some place to be, and I don't want to leave them in the sink, so I'll go ahead and do it.
Or you can make it fun, and it can be scissors, paper, rock. Whoever loses.
Yeah, whoever loses has to do the dishes.
There you go. So that's about creativity. You can do it many different ways. You can have fun, play, be open to new ways and new ways of seeing things. So, And even if you did get rejected, what is your plan of action if you get rejected?
Right. I asked them more about that answer. No, exactly. Mm-hmm. Because if you just take it and go, well, then that's all it is no.
Yeah.
But you have to ask if you want to know more about it. If you want to deepen that relationship, you can ask about the no. And
so
that is
sometimes,
because sometimes the no is actually a maybe or a yes.
Well, we kind of want to practice in life yes and.
Yes and,
yeah,
right.
Yeah. Yes, I can do the dishes.
Yes, and I can do them after 7:30 because I have somewhere to be.
Right. Yeah.
But that should, I know what most of you are probably thinking in that should really be a but there's no need there's no need to say but.
Right. So sometimes there's power in the way when the request is open or wanting to make a request, and sometimes there's a power dynamic. Do you want to?
What do you mean, like a parent and
could
child?
Be a parent and a child,
or someone that's older and younger, a mentor mentee kind of thing, or.
Can I share that about I don't know what murder it was, but it was.
Yeah.
It was on 2020, and this father had taken his son with him to murder his ex-wife. He's 17 years old. You can't really tell your dad no.
Right.
So I guess you have to go.
And it wasn't his ex-wife, because his ex-wife is the 17-year-old's mother.
Right.
It was his second wife.
It was his second wife.
Current wife.
Current wife, right. Who had decided to leave the relationship.
They were estranged,
right.
And he was not happy about it. Right. Yeah.
So
and
sometimes
he just
power...
his 17-year-old to witness it.
Right. So sometimes that power dynamic when making a request can get in the way. Like, for instance, this young kid couldn't say, no, Dad, I'm not going to go with you.
Mm-hmm. Of course, having no idea what
was
going to
happen. Right. But not feeling safe. Sometimes even
safe
with
enough
that.
to say no.
No, correct, right. Mm-hmm. So being aware of that. So.
Yep. And, well, we don't really have, or do we have any advice for people who are stuck in a relationship like that? Which could be with somebody who you're family with, so you're always stuck with it. So with that power over and power under dynamic, is there any avenue that our listeners can take to change that to be a more power with? Well,
first of all, it's the awareness of where it is and inviting the other person to be a part of that request. You're asking them to be aware of it as well.
Right.
I don't know quite what would have happened if the kid had
had done that.
I don't think he could have. But anyway, you
Right.
can still make a request to do something different, right?
Mm-hmm,
But we don't really think we have that opportunity. He's told he has to go with him,
Mm-hmm.
and there's no choice. You have to go with me. So,
Yep.
because he didn't know what was going to happen. Anyway,
So
there's
awful.
old patterns or guilt of guilting someone or manipulating them.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes those get in the way of making a request. Oh, I'm not going to do it because he's just going to say no.
Right. Fear of rejection.
Or I'm going to have to do something else for this person because I asked him to do something for me.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. I scratch your back, you scratch mine.
Right.
Well, and that's all down to the relationship that you have with that person.
Mm-hmm. So the way we make a request is important because the language we use,
Including tone and body language.
and timing.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes we're not, we have to be aware of what's going on. Not that we're trying to manipulate it to get what we want. But we're knowing how to use this to make a request of something. Hey, I'm really needing to do something different with this podcast. I'm curious if there would be a way that we could explore it and talk about it. Would that be something fun for you?
I don't know if I would call it fun, but I'm totally open to the idea.
Okay.
So
I've
let's do
invited.
it.
All right. So sometimes it's just making the invitation. But if I had started out with, we have to do something different. You're just not doing it right. Now,
right. Then I'll get my
then
back
you're
up.
gonna
And
back
I'm
up.
like, what the hell are you talking about, woman?
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So exploring what to do instead. So having empathy with yourself and with others.
It starts with yourself.
Right. Just as
Just like everything
anything
else.
else. Yeah. Taking some time to write it out. That's through journaling or just doing some writing to kind of see what kind of comes up with you.
Mm-hmm.
Practicing like we're doing, you can do it with another friend.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, I just want to see how this comes across to you. If I'm going to ask this, can you help me figure out a better way? Or if I'm saying it or not saying it correct, would you let me know?
Mm-hmm.
So practicing making requests. But you might be like, why do we have to practice making requests? Why can't I just tell him, hey, this is how you have to get it done? So that's not a request, that's a demand.
Right. And it's practice in changing the demand into
To
a
a
request.
request. Mm-hmm.
And it does take practice because our habit, because of the way we were all raised and educated, is the demand.
Mm-hmm.
And so breaking that habit is not easy, and it requires awareness of it.
Well, the demands
and
are
practice.
around obedience or
Right. Well, we have an obedience-oriented culture that we
Culture,
live in.
right.
Yeah. So it is how we operate.
Mm-hmm.
And
But if I said, hey, I just would like to know if you want to go to dinner on Friday night.
right, that's a request.
Mm-hmm.
I love that.
Mm-hmm.
And I can't this week, but how about next week?
Right. Or if I'm coming across with a demand, it's like, you said you would go to dinner with me on Friday night.
Right. And I'm like, did I? I don't think I did. I think you're making shit up. Stop it.
All right. So anyway, sometimes there's going to be no's in our requests.
Mm-hmm.
And somebody said it's a no is a yes with an unmet need. Marshall might have said it, but I don't know if I'm giving him credit or it might have been somebody else. But,
Right.
no is a yes with an unmet need. And so when you hear a no, I won't do that. Usually people stop and not say anything else. No, I'm not going to take out the trash.
Mm-hmm.
Or they justify why they're not going to take out the trash.
Mm-hmm.
I did it the past 10 times. You do it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yep.
So you're going to explore.
Yeah, exploring underlying needs on both sides. So, and it's not always easy to do that in the moment, but if you're preparing for this request, that gives you the time to actually do that. So it is hard to guess the needs on the other side until you actually start speaking to them. But the more you do this, the quicker it will get. And practicing curiosity is really where it's at, because the words don't come naturally.
Would you be willing to explore this with me?
Oh, I love that. Yeah, see, that's curiosity. Would you be interested? Would you mind? No, not would you mind. Would you mind is more of a snarky way to do it. So I'm curious. What is that you're doing? Or I'm curious. Could you tell me more about that?
And tone is really important with that one as well.
Yeah. Because you add the wrong inflection to it, and it becomes.
Now here's the
attitude.
other thing. Somebody, when they hear the word curious, oh, here she goes again. Yeah, here she goes again. She's doing that mind stuff with me. She's playing that curiosity record over again,
trying to trick me
into doing something. So this is practice. We're learning how to connect with each other. There's no one right way, no wrong way. When you hear a no to a request or a strategy, just there's a way to work through that with yourself first before you're going to someone else. Typically what happens is we hear a no about something and we might have an emotional response to it. Well, fine, then. You just won't do anything with you anymore. That's a reaction. Ouch. Sorry, I was too loud.
That's intense, yeah.
Yeah.
No, but that's exactly the sentiment behind it is what you were doing. Yeah. All of this takes practice.
And you know what is hard about a practice?
What's hard about a practice?
Taking the time.
Oh, yeah. Because we have so much going on in our lives.
But you have friends and you have family. And so if you just ask them to play with you or to share with you or help you work through something because you're trying to learn it, you can offer another way to connect with each other and practice these skills together.
I like that. Yeah. Yeah, because there's nothing like the human interaction part. Because you can practice it on your own, but when you're alone, it's really hard to play it.
In Houston, the Power of Compassion, we have several practice groups here in Houston. That if you go to the Power of Compassion's website, you can find some places here in Houston. If you're in another location, check out NVC practice groups in your area and see if there's any NVC practice groups. So
right, that's always good. Yeah. So we have a practical exercise, or rather reflection prompt for y'all today, as usual. So this time we would like you to write down 3 requests you've made recently. Circle any that could have come across as demands, and then rewrite those as clean requests using the OFNR model. And the ask would be, would I feel safe receiving this request? Please ask yourself that. After you've rewritten it, think about it. And if you got that request, how would you feel? That gives you a good idea about how somebody else might feel.
So just a recap of all of the things we've been talking about. We talked about it earlier, but, why are we talking about this at all, Geoff? Why did we have blueprints for belonging? Why are we even going in this direction? What is it that we're trying to help with?
What are we trying to do? We are trying to get people communicating again. Communicating better. Being kind to each other. Being kind to oneself.
Being aware of how we are communicating with each other.
well, we have to do that to do it better, right? You can't rewrite it until you actually review where you are. Yeah, I mean, right now we have a society where we yell ideas at each other. Nobody's really listening because nobody's receptive to that. You know, nobody wants to hear anything yelled at them. You just want to tell them to shut up. But this avoids that way of being. So when we observe instead of evaluate, so
gets us more connected with the other person.
Absolutely, because we stop ourselves from judging right off the bat, which is quite typical. I mean, snap judgments. It's what we do, right?
So we just want to reinforce this practice of being aware of the requests or demands in our lives and turning those demands into a non-blaming request. Not necessarily for control, but out of love, out of an act of love, right?
Yeah.
So practice this way. You don't have to be perfect.
No.
Not at all. It's just practice to see kind of what's going to happen.
Because perfection doesn't exist, y'all.
Right. It's a meme. It's a mimetic structure.
That's right.
Yeah. I'll have some more on my Substack about perfectionism. I've got several articles already written and ready to go. So 9, we're not really sure, but we're going to get some clarity about how we're going to take episode 9. Because the next part of the, since we're completed with the OF and R, we now have, because that was under the I, investigate meaning. And so now we're here at this place of generating choice. So that's where we're going to probably head to for episode 9, helping others be aware of how we generate choice for ourselves and not think that, I have no choice, or I can't do it, or I'm not going to do it.
I won't do it.
Right.
Right. Yeah, kind of turning conflict into collaboration. Yeah, because that's where it's at.
Right. So the words we choose when we're asking for something shape not just the outcome, but the relationship itself.
I love that.
Yeah.
That's really where it's at, isn't it?
Yes.
Words matter.
They do.
They do.
Well, thank you guys for being here. We'll see you next Friday.
Yep. Please leave us a 5-star review.
Share it with
a comment. Share it with your friends. Follow us if you really like our podcast. We look forward to seeing you next time. Thank you.